Okay, I just want to get hi from Martha. Hi everybody. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. It's just a delight to have you here. I'm excited about the topics and the things that we're going to talk about this evening. First, before I get started, I wanted to say, is there anything, hi Michelle, if there's anything that you have any questions about from last time or anything that you'd like to bring up to talk about topic-wise, go ahead and type in the chat box. And for those of you that might not know where the chat box is, it's on the bottom of the control panel. And if you don't see the control panel, then the control panel is, there's a red rectangle with a white arrow at the top right-hand corner of your screen. If you click on that red rectangle with the white arrow, it should open the control panel, and at the bottom of the control panel is where the chat box is. So please feel free to go ahead and use the chat box for any questions or comments that you might have, and I'll be sure to share them with everybody if you want me to. If you don't want me to share them, put that in there at the top of the message. Don't share this, it's private. So yeah, I'm really excited to start walking through some of the system here, the career development system. And looks like we have a few people still arriving yet, but for the most part, we got people here on time. Kathy says, I thought I could navigate the SLA site, but no, could you give me a step-by-step to get to the library? Yes, Kathy, absolutely. If you can see my screen, you'll see that the library is right here on the menu. And so their library has videos and documents. In fact, that's a great segue into where I wanted to get started, because I wanted to first of all let you know that in the library is the video from last week. So if you want to review it, it's here, and you'll note that it has a password on it. The password is PEAK 2014, so that's a P-E-A key, all in capitals, P-E-A key, all in caps, 2014. So if you wanted to see what happened last week, if you don't remember, if you want to review, it's there for you. And I also wanted to point out that I have a great video with Daniel Pink, who is a career analyst. He talks all about what says the social sciences know, but most managers don't, and that is that traditional rewards aren't always as effective as rewarding people by allowing them to work in their passion and their purpose. So a couple of great videos there for you to have. And okay, so Kathy is asking, how do you get to that screen? So you want to go to, have you got into the membership area at all, Kathy? Let's just go there. This is the membership area that you're seeing on my screen. You can get to the login screen on the membership area by going to strategiclearningalliance.com. That will take you to the login. So let me know, Kathy, how you're doing with that, if you have access to the membership area or if you are not able to get in there now that you know where it is. Okay, so anyway, again, that's last week's videos right here, session 1 of our business development program, and it's only accessible to those of you in this class. That's why it's password protected. However, Daniel Pink is open to everybody, so it's not. Okay, any other questions or any trouble connecting before we go any further? Has anybody else had any issues? I know that Franklin, I don't know if Franklin is here, but I set Franklin up just now, so Franklin's okay for him to get access. If anybody else has any access issues, just please let me know, and I'll get them corrected immediately. Okay, so this evening we can, there's two things that I really wanted to get accomplished, and I really want to walk through the career development system, maybe an overview, a quick dash through, but I'd like to also go through a couple of these assessments. And okay, Leland says he may need help getting into the membership area. Send the address. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the address, yes, Leland, I'm going to put the address in the chat box so that everybody can get to it. Okay, so it's just, everybody should have access to that. That is the strategiclearningalliance.com is the link that I just put in the chat box, and you should all have access to that. So, all right. So today we talked about passion last week and inspiration, and about our system is basically explore, discover, design, and implement. We talked about the tools and leveraging the tools so that you can make best use of your time and also be able to help your clients at a level that will demonstrate that you understand who they are and that you know what their strengths and their weaknesses are and how to really help them move forward. Again, if anybody has any questions or anything about last week or trying to get in, please just go ahead and put that in the chat box. All right, so let's see. Okay, the career development system, and I think this is good to review or just do a quick overview and a step through of the career development system. The importance of the system is helping an individual to find out what their passion is, what their purpose is, why they're here, what could they do, what steps can they take to begin working in an area that is fulfilling for them, that is inspirational, that it's like what will bring them true fulfillment in their job. And when somebody has that, they are fully inspired and fully living a purpose-filled life, and when they do that, that's when the money follows. So I'm sure you've heard the expression, do what you love and the money will follow, and wondering how to make that work. Well, this career development system takes you down that path. And I want to remind people that maybe didn't know that this career development system has been proven to get people employed in a job that they love within 30 days. 89% of the people that went through this system were employed in a job that they loved within only 30 days of going through the system. So that's powerful. It's powerful for you to know that, but it's a powerful system because it's highly effective. Okay, so I know that we have, a couple of you have attempted to go through the tools that we have, which are the IE tool and the CBI tool, and I want to cover some of that today too. But let's just take a quick walk through the career development system and see, just so you can see what is included in it, and for you to know that these are steps that you can take to bring your clients through to make that difference. So, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the messages in the chat box at the same time, but we're doing good here. Okay, so the career development system is expected to take about 8 to 12 hours for an individual to complete. And if you just did it pieces at a time, you could take 4 weeks to do it. But when you already know in advance that in 30 days you will have your career development system, once you've been through the career development system within 30 days, that you can get a job doing what you love, earning more money than you were earning, why would you take a whole month to get through this system, right? And that's the whole point, I believe, is to have to help your clients or your employees or whoever it is to make the steps to live a better life as quickly as possible. Why would you wait? I have a comment from Jocelyn saying, is this webinar being recorded to view at a later time? I'm without audio in a dead zone and only able to view the slides. So I'm just going to type back to Jocelyn, yes. Without audio, there's not going to be a whole lot to learn or to see or learn here, unfortunately. But she can review the recording. I will put the recording in the library under videos again, and I will use the same passcode, Peak 2014, so you can all get in there to do the review if you want to. Okay, so anyway, basically there's 4 steps to the career development system, and again it goes to explore, discover, design, and implement. And I created this short video that I wanted to take you through, and it's about why career development. And I'm going to ask you to please give me feedback. If you can't see this or hear it properly, let me know. I'm going to skip past the introduction because we don't need to hear the introduction here. Okay, here we go.
Alliance.org. Hi, my name is Barbara Wainwright. Please enjoy our presentation. With our career development system, you can advance your professional performance, job promotions, team engagement strategies, and new employees. Now by using this independently researched and vetted career success program. Why career development? Well, we found that holistic life strategies focused on well-being are most commonly held up or stifled by perceived occupational and fiscal setbacks. Yet, your life purpose is dynamic. Life gets busy, economics weigh heavy, and your sense of mastery, autonomy, and purpose may become skewed. Let's look at an overview of the career development system. The career development system holistically helps participants explore, discover, and design life and career strategies for individual job seekers, for employee or team improvement, for professionals seeking to improve their toolbox opportunities for themselves, their clients, or their businesses. The career development system provides 4 levels of customization. The first level is the Career Development System Outreach for Veterans of Military Services, a customized program designed by veterans and for veterans that can open doors to $1,500 worth of compensation increases immediately. Then we have the Career Development System Self-Directed version for those seeking to highlight immediate professional, financial, and career opportunities. Next, we have the full program for those seeking to build a robust and dynamic life and career strategy. And finally, we have the corporate program for coaches or HR professionals interested in providing career coaching and improving employee engagement by applying a simple learning process that is consistent, effective, and based on best practices for performance improvement through employee-centered leadership development fundamentals. Over an 18-month period, the career development system was comprehensively reviewed by Seattle research partners on behalf of the Strategic Learning Alliance. And what does all that research by Seattle research partners on the career development system tell us? Well, it tells us that it works. There's 3-fold improvement for hiring promotion, 75% improved confidence, consistency, and clarity, 30% increased performance, and 30 to 60% increased goal clarity and achievement. The career development system key components are building a career map, constructing a modern resume, and learning about the best practices for career development while linking your career focus with your long-term life strategies. We have options available which you may include, such as our self-directed or facilitated activities, professional coaching 1 to 3 sessions, professional HR assessment of your map and resume, strength-based soft skills assessment, and our corporate team builder program tools. Remember, we have career development system program options. Whether you create your life and career strategy plan with our self-study or our full program, you will master your autonomous purpose through enhanced learning. We have self-study, a full program, a corporate program, a coach and consultant program, a veterans outreach with discounts, and a veterans life and mastery included with Veteran Success Learning Program. As you can see from this program comparison, we have a very comprehensive program that has been researched and proven successful. You may want to pause this video now to get a good look at all the program options. Achieve your best, join the best, start your career development system program today.
Okay, so that is the Career Development System introduction. And I have one more video that I'd like to review with you, but I want to let you know first that we're going to cover the role of mastery, autonomy, and purpose next week, and that to create a map, or the MA, the Mastery, Autonomy, and Purpose, is a foundation of learning that is required to ensure 80% or greater performance after engaging individuals. So we want to inspire them to understand their passion and then apply themselves in service and to advance themselves by using a career map. You know, just the other day I was reading an article that talked about volunteering, that people that volunteer are hired much more quickly than people that do not volunteer, and that also is one of the aspects of the career development system that's talked about. Also, you should know that a map is a tool for individuals, teams, and companies to ensure short-term and long-term goal attainment. And when they hear it, they should know it is an acronym for mastery, autonomy, and purpose. So when you hear the word MAP, that's what it's an acronym, and it stands for mastery, autonomy, and purpose. Okay, I want to also just review the CDS introduction with you, and hey, isn't this great? We're getting through the career development system already. So this is a 5-minute video that just talks about, again, it's an introduction to the system in a little more detail than the one we just watched, which was more like a commercial, right? So I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this to full screen and hit play, and here we go.
Welcome to the Career Development System Overview. The Career Development System is a self-directed, holistic process, and this tutorial will give you an overview of what is included. This brief tutorial will provide you, the coach, the A to Z ins and outs of the Career Development System, regardless of whether your client is looking for a new hire opportunity, a promotion, or your client is seeking to improve their level of clarity and engagement. The Career Development System has been endorsed by over 1,300 human resource professionals that have utilized the system to develop individual employees as well as team engagement. Each client that goes through the process will be challenged to reflect on their key well-being domains. Those are their long-term individual goals. Each client will also be challenged to identify the next immediate steps to take to enhance their professional and career opportunities in the next 30 to 90-day time frame. Please remember that 89% of the individuals that participated in this research project were employed within 30 days. The Career Development System utilizes a career map, which is a one-page demonstration of your client's ability to master, be autonomous, and identify their purpose. We work with each client using proven search engine optimization principles to develop what we call the modern resume. The modern resume depicts who your client is as a working professional. Finally, the Career Development System will provide your client an implementation process to achieve very immediate results in their career development pursuits. Recent research conducted over an 18-month period and independently vetted by Seattle Research Partners identified a number of benefits to the career development system, which includes professional coaching and human resource assessments. First, the confidence of clients improved over threefold when using the full career development system. Clients who had been seeking jobs for, on average, 9 to 12 months who fully utilized the career development system became immediate new hires or gained promotions in less than 90 days. Second, the career development system has been very well received because it is a holistic system that will teach your clients to explore, discover, and design their possibilities as a professional. And finally, the career development system, built from empirical research, identified the best practices to ensure that your client's interview performance is top-notch and your client's resume is at the top of the list each and every time. A good sense of well-being has far more depth than career development. So why do we begin with career development first? Research tells us that the majority of people have a good idea in terms of their life purpose, where they want to be 2 or 3 years down the road. However, they feel immediately held back by occupational and financial setbacks. There are myths and rumors about the best way to advance yourself professionally, as well as the best resume and how to interview. One of the common problems that we identified when the career development system was first developed was that less than 15% of individuals are capable of articulating a SMART goal. SMART is an acronym that stands for a goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. Using the career development system, you will help your client identify not only the goals necessary for professional success, you will help them achieve their long-term well-being goals, and more importantly, you will coach them through a systematic process of crystallizing and clarifying those goals to ensure that each goal is a SMART goal. By clarifying SMART goals, we find that clients who engage the career development system fully increase their goals attained to over 85%. By helping your client work through the career development system, your client is going to have the opportunity to immediately enhance their professional and fiscal standing. As a coach, you're going to have the opportunity to coach your clients through the self-directed process. You will work in conjunction with a certified human resource professional. Your client will submit their modern resume and their map, which will be analyzed by the HR professional. This review by an expert will ensure that your client has properly applied the self-directed career development system and will put your client in the best position to attain immediate professional opportunities. Through this process, your client will gradually learn to better balance their long-term objectives and will find themselves in a better position to pursue their life's well-being because their career and immediate professional and fiscal setbacks will have been overcome.
Okay, so now you have been introduced to the career development system. I would love to hear feedback from any of you all who are that have, can realize the powerful system, and any comments about that, any questions about that, because the research that's behind it and the power of it is really phenomenal. I was so impressed when I first talked to Paul about this research that I couldn't wait to roll it out and have coaches and consultants and HR professionals on board to help individuals that don't have those skills to walk through this career development system and have people being out there doing what they love. So I'm just looking for any comments or questions about that. Let me go see. Okay. All right. So no comments or questions. So I'm going to ask you a question, and let's see what kind of answers we get in the chat box. Oh, Christopher says, I like the idea of the holistic approach based around values and life purpose. Absolutely. The sample size, I believe, was over 200, Julie. Yeah, but it's the holistic approach around the values and life purpose that makes it so inspiring. It means that you can have you can live a life you love. And I love what Michelle just wrote. She said, it works. That's why I'm here. I'm back for more. That's right. Yeah, it does work. It does work. It's amazing, and it's powerful, and it's so inspirational to know that if somebody is following their mastery and their autonomy and their purpose, that they can earn more money and they can have a better life all the way around. And now we have a roadmap to help everyone get there, and that is really inspirational, inspiring, and it's powerful. James says, veterans love the modern resume. Most have never seen it before. Michelle says, going forward feels better toward your goals than resisting and going away. Absolutely. Resistance, like resistance on a rubber band. And so going forward feels right when you know you're headed in a direction that is going to fulfill your purpose. So thank you. CJ says, I want to start using this with some of my clients now. Absolutely. You can. That's the beauty of it. It's here, and you have everything that you need to get started now. I love it. Michelle says, feels like my jeans fit. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That's exactly right. You know, when you're in the right space and you're doing the right thing, that is how it feels. It feels like you're just on the right path, and it's exciting, and you wake up in the morning and go, yes, I'm ready to get started on living my life purpose. So, let's see. Okay, Paul says, I am here, and oh, you're not muted, Paul. I don't think so. I think you can talk if you want to. But he says, holistic and SMART goals and a resume that shows quantitative information really pops. Oh, this is Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Ellen is as Paul Rand. Okay, so sorry, I got confused, Ellen. Love it. Okay, so you're not unmuted, Ellen. Sorry, because yeah, I see you now, Paul Rand. Okay, so you have something you'd like to contribute. Obviously, I'm going to unmute you, Ellen. Go ahead. Okay. So now your mic's not working.
I was trying.
Okay, so, oh, I see. I can hear you but can't talk. Okay, well, that's fine. Most people in the room can't talk right now, too. I've got everybody muted. So if you have something to say, if you put your hand up, I'll try and take note of that. Or if you put it in the chat box, I'll read what you typed so that we can keep the conversation flowing. So let's see. I have a question for you. Let's see if we can get this answered in the chat box. Why is focusing on individuals by first focusing on their resume important? Why should we focus on their resume first? Last week we talked about the role of the HRA, career, corporate coach, consultants, or team managers to focus on who first, right? So we learned from Jim Collins, a Harvard researcher, that the 11 organizations who outperformed thousands of companies over the last 50 years of the industrial area focused on who first. But then they focused on getting who they needed in the right seat on the bus, if that makes sense. We put them in the right seat on the bus. In other words, you know, let's take the person that's best for the job and get them doing that job. That just makes sense, right? So they focused on who first, and then they focused on who they needed on the right seat on the bus. So by starting with the resume, we can engage individuals to help them understand where they have been, so we can further inspire them to apply themselves by identifying learning they can apply to get to the right seat within the company as soon as possible. Now, does that all make sense? Anybody have any comments about that? It builds, okay, so James says, oh, let's see, okay, back up. CJ says, because that is what hiring managers look at first. They look at the resume, right? So how can you get somebody into a company without their resume being correct, or actually not correct? I mean, what is correct, right, when it comes to resume? It's actually being strategically created so that when an HR person sees the resume, they look at it and understand what has been accomplished so far by this individual and what their strengths are. So it's a matter of creating a resume. I believe it's registered as a modern resume, is a registered trademark. So that modern resume is what hiring authorities are looking for. James says it gives you an idea about the person, the resume, absolutely. Leland said it builds confidence, then possibly a career. Okay, and James says we want to focus on people first, and I think the people first is absolutely key. Leland says I helped my son-in-law's resume, and he was very surprised. He could see what he had really accomplished physically appear on paper. That's great. That's really, really great. You know, and I know that another person was Kathleen Carr, sorry, get it right. Kathleen Carr also had the same experience of taking somebody through this career development system and was able to really help her client as well. So this is powerful information that you're learning, and it's a way that you can, you know, as an employee, you can take this information, you can create your modern resume, you can begin taking steps into an area that you feel empowered and inspired in, and as a coach, you can help your clients to move forward in an area that they're inspired in. And, you know, as an HR person, you can also really help your employees to figure out what their mastery is, what their autonomy is, and what their purpose is, and then guide them in a direction within the company that puts that who in the right seat. So why is focusing on learning so important? Any ideas? Go ahead. Let's see what we got. Anybody? Why is focusing on learning so important? Okay. May need to have the education to close the gap. Yeah, thank you, Ellen. Education can help to close a gap. It can, you know, and the thing is, when you're being educated in a specific area, the gap might be very small. Michelle says continuous learning is good as we were always changing and staying relevant. Absolutely. Continuous. There's so much to learn, and on a continuing basis, if you think about all the discoveries that are being made every day in every area of our globe, there's so much that's coming about that if you're not continually learning, you're going to be outdated like the Stone Age if you don't. So Michelle says, continuous learning is good as we are always changing and staying relevant. Joy says, lifelong learning is always a great thing to keep up with the changes and learning more about new things. Absolutely. Ellen says, it reinforces what we know and keeps us fresh and aware. That's very, very true. The industrial era ended in the early 2000s and has given way to the information era. Oh, let's see. Linda says the internet offers the opportunity to learn all of the time easily. And I love that about Wikipedia and the information on the internet. You're right, Linda. This is the information era. And that really came about in the early 2000s. And in 2005, flip phones were still modern. Since then, online social media results in information being open, available, and free. But what is the problem? The problem is that less than 15% of professionals apply effective tools to explore, discover, and design meaningful solutions from too much information. Because that's true. You can have too much information, right? It's called information overload. Michelle says, and my brain likes it. It feels good. It's true. When you learn, I think this is something for anybody that's looking to lose weight. When you are using your brain, it burns like 30 calories, and I don't know how often, but it's like you're burning calories every time you're using your brain. So if you want to lose weight, use your brain. Get in there and learn something new or read something or do a puzzle. You're using your brain and you're going to lose weight. That's just a side fact for you. Anyway, the 15% of professionals that apply effective tools, of course, are much more productive and on point than the other professionals who don't. So this is why we are encouraging you to use the tools that we have presented here to you so that you can be much more effective in your role. Ellen says, I like to say reduce weight because anything I lose, I find. I love that. I wish I could find everything that I've ever lost. Oh my gosh. And Joy says most people only use 10% of their brains, right? So this is another reason why we want to become more active learners. This is why the entire SLA system for members is built to ensure that you have the tools that inspire employees, teams, and our clients to apply themselves in service so that they learn. In 2014 research, it has been found that individuals and teams who follow the 3 steps model will elevate their level of individual engagement by as much as 90% in as little as 3 weeks. So that's huge, right? 90% increase in their level of engagement in 3 weeks. Huge. So moreover, this ensures 50 to 90% increases in your team, department, and organizational alignment based on holistic organizational well-being. Put simply, it means that this learning elevates experience and performance, and this is the modern organizational engagement imperative that ensures project managers, HR professionals, and consultants that predictive modeling suggests will establish an excellent organization in the 21st century, and that's where we are. So let's discuss, what does it mean to be a learning professional from your perspective? What does it mean to be a learning professional? James says a brain in motion stays in motion. I like that. All right. So what does it mean to be a learning professional from your perspective? Get some feedback here. Okay, I'm just going to say from my perspective. What it means from my perspective, a learning professional is someone that is in continuous learning. I think it was, say, Michelle talked about continuous learning. And continuous learning means, CJ says, keeping up to date and relevant. Absolutely. I think about, funny thing is, I don't read the newspapers and I don't listen to the radio, but somehow when there's an important piece of news that's breaking, I'm informed. And I think that staying up on top of things and things that are relevant to your career more specifically are really important. James Abram says, learning professionals always improve and stay current. Yes. Ellen says, learning professional means that always willing to think and take in new ideas and open to new. Absolutely. And Stephen says, continuing to learn about the facets of your position, department, or other places your job touches. I love that, because it's really, you think about it, you might be in a huge company with thousands of employees, and if all you know is your little part, how can you possibly contribute to the whole? I mean, you can, because you're doing your little part, but you aren't going to really understand what the impact that your part has unless you understand the whole picture. So cross-training is important in that regard, right? Having other people know what it is that you do and the importance of it, and going and learning what other people are doing in their positions so that you can stay in tune with where the whole company is going. Now, that's a holistic approach. Chile says, continuously evaluating your strengths and growth opportunities. That's great. Yes, that's continuous learning. May says, being able to offer value to your employer or clients. Julia says, it increases your competence level. Absolutely. Ellen says, because what got us to this point won't get us to the next point. And that is so true, especially in the knowledge area, she says. And that is so true. We can't go much further beyond I'll look at it as a paradigm, right? When we have our paradigm, that is what we've known. We know what we know, right? That's our paradigm. We know what we know. Well, expanding your paradigm takes you into a place where, wait a minute, there are things that I don't know. Well, there's also things that you don't know that you don't know. So absolutely, continuous learning is something that will help you to expand your paradigms as well as to stay current and take you to the next level. Michelle says, you are using yourself as an example of continuous learning and inspiring others. Absolutely. That's a great thing. James says, also learning professionals are willing to share the information with others. Yes, I mean, I know that working in big corporations, sometimes you can feel like you're with, the management all goes in closed doors and has these meetings and such, and it can really make you have a feeling that A, you're not important, B, the decisions that are being made, they impact you, right? So it's really important to have open communications, I believe, as well. Let's see, James. Also, learning professionals are willing to share the information. I love that, James, so yes. Becoming the best you can be, Christopher, yes, absolutely. Continuous learning does that. It's the ability to think outside of the box. I thank you, James, for that. And Leland says, if you don't use it, you lose it. The brain is a muscle. Wow, I never thought of the brain as a muscle, but okay. I'll take it. And then he goes on to say you have to exercise the mind. That, I believe, is true. I've heard that people with, that are struggling to keep their mind current, it's use it or lose it. I've heard that before. Michelle says that I like that we close the gaps so that we stay on the page with the younger generation. Absolutely. Bringing in the younger generation and helping them to be integrated into what the older generation is doing is great. Oh, Leland says it's like a muscle. Yeah, like a muscle. Thank you. I didn't think it was a muscle, but it is definitely like a muscle. You need to keep using it to make it, to use more than 10%, we got to keep using it. So from the research provided in the CDS report that supplements the CDS system. Now, the CDS report is in the library, so if you need to go into the library here to see the documents, I'm going to do that right now on the screen so you can see it. You can see that the documents here there's the Career Development System report is right here for you to download. The syllabus from this program is right here in the library, again for you to download. And Strategic Learning for SLA Engagement is right here. So those are the documents that are currently available for you. Michelle says, and we have to stay competitive with the dolphins. Competitive with the dolphins, yes, because dolphins are known for their large brain, right, Michelle? Okay, anyway, back to the CDS report. In there, the research says the demonstrated ability to think, act, and apply oneself strategically. In fact, research shows that regardless of the years of work experience, years of academic engagement, professionals who effectively apply knowledge, peak learners, advance their organization at the speed of information. Okay, think about that, right? When we engage each individual employee, we inspire their effective application of knowledge that inspires their forward movement. Imagine the results of having 80 engaged employees looking forward as opposed to 60 to 80% simply waiting to be told from the top down what should happen next. Can anyone share an example of peak professional learning in their workplace? I can't. In my company, Wainwright Global, we have continuous learning in our group, and where Linda says we are a team. We are a team. And as a team, we're encouraging each other to learn each other's skills and tools and roles so that if somebody is out for a day, there's somebody that knows how to pick up where they left off. And that way, as we have cross-training, that means that if somebody is out, our company doesn't shut down. Our company still keeps going at full swing because we have another person that can step in and pick up that person's work, and as well as what they're doing themselves. So the way that it works, because we're cross-training and we're in continuous learning mode, we have employees, if you will, that are inspired and wanting to learn more and help more and be of service more, and that's, you know, coming from their altruistic or internal intrinsic belief that we're there to help people and help others, and when we do, it's some of the most rewarding work that we can do. Also, when you're heard in the company, Linda says it raises your self-esteem to be heard and to be part of the organization. And Ellen says, continuous learning. We have Supplier Management University, and it's updated every few years to be current. So this is talking about within your company, you have continuous learning called the Supplier Management University. It's updated every few years, so it stays current. We also have monthly webinars for new employees and if team members need refreshing. So that's great. That's an example of the continuing learning. So is there any other example of peak professional learning in the workplace? CJ says we have cross-training. Everyone has a backup, so then when they're out, the position is covered. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So this is just not HR fluff. A silly guy that you might know named Albert Einstein proved this concept, such as a team of employees in motion remains in motion. This is a principle that governs the physics of the world. This is so that given the movement and speed of information bombarding employees and everybody really, the simple, clear, and factual model is to inspire each individual, each team, and each department to look forward and innovate solutions. So let's watch Daniel Pink's video to understand how the research supports the findings reported by SRP when they validated the CDS system. Okay, so if we go to the video screen, we have the puzzle of motivation. And let me just go ahead and start this and maybe fast forward to, oh wait a minute, hold on, this isn't the right one. Okay, one moment. Let me see if I can find the right video. Anyway, I want you to watch this video too because it's very inspirational and again outlines the difference. Well, really he talks about how people aren't motivated by and they don't perform well in the old traditional sense of the word. When given a financial reward, they actually perform worse, that's a scientific statistic, not just an idea. So let's see right now if we can grab this video. Here we go.
Once you do that, it turns out there are 3 factors that the
science... Okay, so this is the video we're going to watch now, and I believe this is in the career development system area as well.
Now,
so let's just go ahead and watch this.
It turns out there are 3 factors that the science shows lead to better performance, not to mention personal satisfaction. Autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy is our desire to be self-directed, to direct our own lives. Now, in many ways, traditional notions of management run afoul of that. Management is great if you want compliance, but if you want engagement, which is what we want in the workforce today as people are doing more complicated, sophisticated things, self-direction is better. Let me give you some examples of this, of almost radical forms of self-direction in the workplace that lead to good results. Let's start with this company right here, Atlassian, an Australian company. It's a software company, and they do something really cool. Once a quarter on a Thursday afternoon, they say to their developers, for the next 24 hours, you can work on anything you want. You can work on it the way you want. You can work on it with whomever you want. All we ask is that you show the results to the company at the end of the 24 hours in this fun kind of meeting, not a star chamber session, but this fun meeting with beer and cake and fun and other things like that. It turns out that that one day of pure undiluted autonomy has led to a whole array of fixes for existing software, a whole array of ideas for new products that otherwise had never emerged. One day. Now, this is not an if-then incentive. This is not the sort of thing that I would have done 3 years ago before I knew this research. I would have said, you want people to be creative and innovative? Give them a freaking innovation bonus. If you can do something cool, I'll give you $2,500. They're not doing this at all. They're essentially saying, you probably want to do something interesting. Let me just get out of your way. One day of autonomy produces things that had never emerged. Okay, let's talk about mastery. Mastery is our urge to get better at stuff. We like to get better at stuff. This is why people play musical instruments on the weekend. You got all these people who are acting in ways that seem irrational economically. They play musical instruments on weekends. Why? It's not going to get them a mate. It's not going to make them any money. Why are they doing it? Because it's fun, because you get better at it, and that's satisfying for a moment. Yeah. I got this inkling. I got this idea for a business model. I just want to run it past you. Here's how it would work. You get a bunch of people around the world who are doing highly skilled work, but they're willing to do it for free and volunteer their time, 20, sometimes 30 hours a week. I'm skeptically there. Oh, but I'm not done. And then what they create, they give it away rather than sell it. It's going to be huge. It's a fly in the face of so many things. But what do you have? You have Linux powering 1 out of 4 corporate servers in Fortune 500 companies, Apache powering more than the majority of web servers, Wikipedia. What's going on? Why are people doing this? Why are these people, many of whom are technically sophisticated, highly skilled people who have jobs, okay? They have jobs. They're working at jobs for pay, doing sophisticated technological work. And yet, during their limited discretionary time, they do equally, if not more, technically sophisticated work, not for their employer, but for someone else for free. That's a strange economic behavior. Economists have looked into it. Why are they doing this? It's overwhelmingly clear. Challenge and mastery, along with making a contribution. That's it. What you see more and more. Let me give you a couple of examples. Here's
Okay, I'm sorry. For those of you that said you lost the volume, I just backed it up a little bit.
Like lame services, like uninspiring places to work. That when the profit motive is paramount, or when it becomes completely unhitched from the purpose motive, it just, people don't do great things. More and more organizations are realizing this and sort of disturbing the categories between what's profit and what's purpose. And I think that actually heralds something interesting. And I think that the organizations that are flourishing, whether they're profit, for profit, or somewhere in between, are animated by this purpose model. Let me give you a couple of examples. Here's the founder of Skype. He says, our goal is to be disruptive, but in the cause of making the world a better place. Pretty good purpose. Here's Steve Jobs. I want to put a ding in the universe. All right? That's the kind of thing that might get you up in the morning and racing to go to work. So I think that that we are purpose maximizers, not only profit maximizers. I think the science shows that we care about mastery very, very deeply, and the science shows that we want to be self-directed. And I think that the big takeaway here is that if we start treating people like people and not assuming that they're simply horses, slower, smaller, better-smelling horses, if we get past this kind of ideology of carrots and sticks and look at the science, I think we can actually build organizations and work lives that make us better off. But I also think they have the promise to make our world just a little bit better.
Wow. Okay. So I'm sorry about the volume thing. I didn't realize it was connected to I muted my microphone, and I guess it lost the volume for everybody, so my apologies for that. Live and learn. Okay. So I'm going to head back to the membership site here. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Here I am back on the membership site. So that video is here in the career development system. If we go to step 1, explore, that's where you will find it. So scrolling down, I believe it, oh, I guess it isn't here. It must be on the next screen. Anyway, so the whole point of that video is that mastery, autonomy, and purpose is how people get inspired to do what it has meaning to them. So the key is getting people into a position that they are working on things that are meaningful to them. Let's see. Okay, so let's move into, after the explore here, let's go ahead and move into, you can see there's lots of steps here, but everything is I just want to just point out here, everything is here. Step 1, explore, and then all the activities that you're going to do during that, and then by the time you get to the bottom, you can advance to the next step, which is discovery. So here we are in the discovery, and that is the drive theory video that we just watched, okay? And talks about engaging the system and the improved employees and the career assessment, and there's a lot of great other websites here that will be very interesting to you as you go through this process. Discovery is the ability to choose a mental model of abundance by leveraging strengths to achieve opportunity. Opportunity in the information era is a challenge. Daniel Pink talks about choosing self-directed to get better at stuff. Apple's founder, Steve Jobs, wanted to leave a dent in the universe. That is an example of discovering one's passion and purpose. Who's willing to share their passion in their organizational role with us? And what are your top strengths? What is your passion in your organizational role? And what are your 3 top strengths? Oh, I can hear you guys typing. Not really, but I'm going to say that anyway. So in our organization, I'm passionate about talking to individuals about their future, where they want to go and what do they want to do and how do they want to see it. That's a passion of mine. And then once they find where they want to go and what they want to do, encouraging them to move forward in that area is something I'm very passionate about. I believe that there's no reason not to move forward. If it's in your heart to do something, then that is something that you're meant to do, in my mind, at least in my mind, in my heart. Paul's passion is enabling others to be dynamic by learning to leave their legacy. So what is your passion in your organizational role? Joyce says, helping people find the things they need. Their strengths, organized knowledge of information for the team, and being a great, so these are your strengths, right? You're organized. Joy is organized. She's knowledgeable of the information for the team and a great listener. So those are things that you're passionate about. That's beautiful. Helping people find the things they need. That's great. So I think that's a great thing to be passionate about. And in a way, finding the things that they need is kind of like my passion. Finding what excites people and gets them wanting to jump out of bed in the morning and get to it. What are your 3 top strengths? What 3 strengths do you possess that can resolve problems at your company at a higher level of thinking than what was used to create the problem? Michelle says her top strengths are individualistic, strategy, and learner. I'm new at project management, but I always use this in any job. I'm trying to find a way to use it in my new job. My favorite job was when I was a manager and built awesome teams with great long-lasting retention. And that's got to be rewarding, because then what happens when you have a team with lasting retention? It means that your team has been inspired and your team has been loyal to each other. You get to know each other. You become a family. And that's a beautiful thing when you're going to work and you're seeing people that you consider your family every day. James says his top strengths are sharing, giving, and loyalty. That's beautiful, James. Ellen says, my passion in my organizational role is to help the mid, early, and late career people when they get stuck to recognize their strengths and inspire them to apply new and rewarding ways. Ellen's top strengths are passionate about people, she's engaging, and she appreciates everyone's gifts and wants to help others dust off these gifts and shine. That's beautiful. And Michelle says, yes, it was very rewarding. They did become like a family, and they'd even have Christmas celebrations together. And that's what can happen when you're working in your area of passion. CJ says, empathy, good listening skills, positive reinforcement, and focusing on what was done right and building from that. And that's really important too. Oh, this is Frank. Okay, James, who I thought was James Anderson. It's Frank. Hi, Frank. Welcome, and my apologies for continuing to call you James. I'll try and remember that. It's kind of tough when I'm looking at one name to say another, but I will put that in there. Okay. CJ says, empathy, good listening skills, positive reinforcement, focusing on what was done right, and building from that. I already read that. Chili says, awareness that there is another perspective, the act of creating the space for others to share, ask leaders the why and what question. So awareness that there is another perspective, that's really powerful and important, right? Of course there's another perspective because there's another set of eyes in the room and everybody sees things differently. So that's really an important point. And then the act of creating space for others to share is important. You know, when you're in a room and there's what sometimes are called a awkward silence, that is the best time to be quiet, because you're allowing somebody that would normally be not speaking and not sharing. When there's that awkward silence and you wait long enough, that's when you'll find the person that has the golden nuggets will finally speak up and share their wisdom with the group. And it's just so great to create that space, just like you said, Chile, for somebody to have the courage to speak up. It's just really important to create that space. So that's great. May says to help people live the life they want, planning, organization, and following through. Oh, nice. Good job, May. CJ says, my passion is to help people figure out and follow their bliss. And that's it. That's what the CDS system is going to help you do for your clients. So that's awesome. So Frank says, helping people, veterans, and listening are his strengths. Passing information on to others, I cannot take it with me, so I need to pass it on. That's great. Furthermore, like Paul, I want veterans to live a dynamic life now and in the future. And Paul says, my strengths are being dyslexic. As a result, I see the end in mind first. This helps me see people's long-term strategic legacy even before they do. So that's a gift that Paul has. The gift is called dyslexic, but that's a gift, right? And no doubt about it, if you're able to see things in a different perspective. So let's see. So what 3 strengths do you possess that you can use to help resolve problems at your company at a higher level? Okay, Joy is chipping in. She says she's also dyslexic. So yes, so there's evidence right there for everybody that dyslexia does not have to hold you back. In fact, it is will be to your advantage in some ways. Just like people with ADHD, attention deficit disorder, and hyperactivity, people think that that's a disability, but actually it's not. It's not a disability. If a person who has ADD can work on multitasking on multiple different things and in the end, everything gets done, but as it looks like it's occurring, it looks all chaotic and out of control. But in fact, it can be a strength. The Career Development System Discovery phase helps us to do this with 2 key tools, and that's the CBI and the IE. Michelle says, what she does to help, I'm assuming this is what she does to help companies resolve problems at a higher level. She says she tries to inspire by my actions and inspiring others. Support where I see weaknesses and help individuals so that we can perform better as a team. I love that. You know, trying to be an example or setting an example by your own actions, I believe, is very important. You know, it's like that's called walking the talk and being who you are, I guess, being in your authentic self, which, you know, if everybody was living in their authentic self, we'd have a lot more happy people out there. So now let's talk about how you use the tools, if you did use the tools, and how you use the tools this week to engage others. Did anyone have the opportunity to use the tools with someone in your company, with another employee or with a client? And when you did you find that it was an inspired dialogue, and did you help them to discover their strengths and opportunities? Joyce says that this is to help people at a higher level, is to ask questions for a deeper understanding of all. That is so important, to ask questions. That is a real key to understanding, is to ask questions and to just keep going deeper. And being innovative, absolutely, and taking risks. Taking risks is really important too when it comes to growth, right? Anything that you do that is outside of your comfort zone is a risk. So, let's see. Did anybody want to share if you were able to use the tools with anyone else and to inspire them or help them to understand themselves better? All right, yes. All right, James. You were able to use the tool to help somebody, and this is James Abram, different James. The other one's Frank, even though it says James. Okay, so James Abram, you were able to help somebody. Would you like to share, James, if I unmute you? Would you like to just go ahead and share instead of trying to do the typing? I'm going to unmute you. Here you go. Go ahead, James.
Hi, yes. I shared the
James, hold on. I think you're going to need to speak louder or something, because we could barely hear you.
Okay. Hi, is that any better?
Try it again.
Okay. I shared the IE soft skills assessment with a client, and she was really blown away with the result. Her remark to me was that, boy, all this time I thought there was something wrong with me, but you just validated what I knew all along about what were very positive traits. So she was very happy to see the assessment, and now we're going to look for opportunities for her where those traits are positives, where they're benefits. in her career.
Nice. That's outstanding. So you were able to take somebody who had uncertainty and assure her of her strengths and take her to help her self-esteem, right? And
Exactly. Right.
that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
Right.
You just through using, which tool did you use? The IE, was it?
The IE, yes. The improved employees.
Oh my gosh, that's really great. And these are the kinds of stories that you're going to be able to share with us too when you go and share the tools with other people. So, you know, Paul, I think, may have been joking, but he says he's sharing the importance of discovering the power of turning negatives into positive is an abundance mentality. In other words, it's really wonderful when we can learn from problems. So thank you so much for sharing that, James. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else that has something they'd like to share about sharing the gift with somebody? Frank says, I used the IE tool this week, and the person learned a lot about herself, and it helped her do a modern resume, which we sent to Jessica this week. That's awesome. So you already created the resume, she went through the IE, and you've already sent the resume off to Jessica. This is great. Great. Oh, this is James. Oh, wait a minute. This is James. Now you got me confused. So there must be two James Andersons on here. One is Frank and one is, okay, I got it. I got you guys now. Okay. So thanks, James. Okay. All right. That's wonderful. Okay. Well, all right. Now what I'd like to do, I guess, let's go ahead and look at the step 3 of the system. And let me ask this as we go through this and go to the next step. I would ask, what has been holding you all back from sharing the tools with other individuals? Is it because we haven't walked through it together yet, or is it because you're unsure about the tool and you're not sure about sharing it, or you haven't experienced the tool yourself yet, or what has held you back from sharing the tools? Can I just get an answer on that? If you felt like you're not ready, there's lots of different reasons why you might not have shared it before. So if you could just enter a few of those reasons in the chat box, that would help me. Okay. I'm still learning and I'm not ready yet, but soon. I think that might have been Frank, but I'm not sure. Time and opportunity for joy. Understand that. So time and the opportunity to share, get it. And Christopher says, wasn't sure if we were meant to yet. Okay, that's fair. So what can we do to overcome the barriers? First of all, finding the right person that will use the information. Okay. Haven't had the time again. So that's 3 people saying the time is, and Michelle wasn't here last week, so she didn't know. CJ says, I've sent the assessment links and some of my clients have taken them, but I have not met with my clients yet. Tomorrow is the first day I'll be meeting with someone who has done the assessments. Woohoo! Go CJ. That's awesome. Okay, so after we go through the career development system, and this kind of as a high-level overview because we're not really dipping into the details too much, I'd like to walk through the IE assessment tool with you so that you know how to take the system and how to share it with your friends and such. So we're going to keep going through this system as in a high-level overview because we're not dipping into the details here really. And then we can move forward and go through a tool so that you'll have a better idea of how to share that with your colleagues. Okay, so step 3 talks about the design phase and creating at this point, when you've been through, you've done the exploration phase, you've done the discovery, you know the strengths and weaknesses and such, you can then work on creating the mastery, autonomy, and purpose. You can create a mind map for the different ways that they want to, the different things that they want to do, a career mind map. This is a great little video on mind mapping. Then you'll want to engage the system and take the career map and the modern resume and compile the information for the modern resume with the map. And this is the information here that you'll want to submit your documents for review. And then after that is the implementation phase, where you're actually getting somebody to submit their resumes to companies where they might want to be employed. So I'll say I don't know how to put this. It's complicated, but hopefully it's not. Once you go through the system, hopefully everything is laid out so that it's simple to walk through it. And you can always get back to the beginning page with this button here on the left and jump to any one of the areas by these buttons here for review. So as you know, Dr. Rand is conducting a research review on this course through Seattle Research Partners. He reports that this group has outperformed the national average for using consistent tools, the IE or the CBI, by threefold, meaning you all have, this group, our membership, Strategic Learning Alliance membership, has become engaged. Now this is important, right? Because engagement of employees is something that's very important and very high priority for the HR community. Knowing that this will increase engagement by having someone take the IE or the CBI is powerful. So I encourage you all to make that choice to overcome the time barrier and not knowing and that type of thing, to apply your learning from last week and this week by engaging these tools and sharing these tools. So what I would like to do now is actually go back to the IE Soft Skills Assessment tool here and walk through this, and depending on how much time we'll have left, walk through the CBI as well. I don't know if I'll have enough time to do both. CJ says, I have sent the assessment links. Oh yeah, that's right, and you're meeting with your client tomorrow. That's very, very exciting that you're going to be meeting with your client to discuss their results, and you'll have a great report from the IE on the best way to coach your client and all of that. So very, very exciting. Okay, so with the IE Soft Skills Assessment tool, we'll just really kind of jump in with just the instructions. Again, IE stands for Improved Employee, and that Improved Employee is the name of the company that developed the assessment. So what you want to do is you can learn about the assessment and more details about it and the research that was done by, again, I'll just like popping over to the library, going into the documents. So the whole point of this is finding out what your biggest strength, what your weaknesses are, and dipping into a tool to get the report. So let's jump in. So the first thing was, again, like I said, understanding the tool, going through the instructions, and this is, I guess, a link to the library system, right? So that's, if you click that there, it'll take you to the Career Development System report. Okay, and a little more information about it. So step 2 would be taking the assessment skill. And the directions here are very detailed. Like clicking the assessment button below, it's going to open up in a new window. The IE assessment, you'll register for an account by inputting your name and email address. You'll receive an email with your login information and a link. You want to click the link in the email and use your username and password and then log in. You'll click on the My Soft Skills link at the top of the page and click the blue button labeled Take the Soft Skills Test. Then you'll click the Start button. So now here's a key point. You've entered your first and last name, you'll start the test, you'll take it. It takes about 10 minutes to get through the assessment. And then once you've entered your email address and hit submit, you're receiving an email that says that you took the assessment. But here's the important part. When you are done with the assessment, do not close the window when you're done, because your report will be right there on the same page that you took the assessment in. And all you need to do is scroll down to see the results of your assessment. So at that point, you can scroll down the results page, submit your evaluation of your assessment results, and your feedback. Now, this is something else I guess what I want to do is I want to go through this. I want to have you all do the IE assessment right now. So, and like I said, it's only 10 minutes, and it's very, very simple. You follow the steps, you stay on the screen, you don't close the window. And as you scroll down and you look at your results, there's areas there for you to give your feedback on the assessment. So if it's really accurate, you can say that, that's 100% true for me, or that's only 80% true for me, or, so give feedback in the report, and your feedback is included in the final report. So you want to complete those as honestly as you can. And if you did happen to close the window, which is, that's typical, most people take the assessment and then close it, then you need to log back into the system. So you want to have noted your login link and your password to get back in. If you've already taken the assessment, CJ, you have a 10-minute break. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and click the assessment link. Everybody click the assessment link. I don't know if you've logged into your, first of all, I don't realize if you logged into your system or not. If you have not logged into the membership area, you'll want to do that first. And then you want to click the assessment link there and go ahead and take your assessment. Remember not to log out, but to scroll down to see your results and type in your assessment and or your assessment of the assessment. Is it true for you or not when you do it? So, okay, Kathleen's already taken it. So for the two of you that have already taken it, 10-minute break, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a timer up on the screen, and that way you'll be able to see how much time has passed and that type of thing, and we'll know to come back here in just a little bit of time. Okay, yeah, countdown timer. Here we go. So I'm just going to put 10 minutes on the screen. Go ahead and get into the membership area and go ahead and click on IE, the IE tool, and then go ahead and click on the introduction, and then go to the next step, or click on do the assessment, which is the second step. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put 15 minutes. That gives you enough time to get in the membership area, take the assessment, scroll down, type in your answers, and maybe even bio break. So there you go. Okay, all right. So how did everybody do? Did you get your report finished? And no, you don't need to submit the report anywhere, but you have it on your screen. I believe, let's see if I'm logged in already. No, it says log in here. I'd have to log in here to take it. Okay, let's see. All right, so here's my report. I took it October the 10th. And what? I didn't take it today. Hold on a second. So James is done. We'll see who else is done and ready. Okay, it's October the 10th in England, and that's why it says October the 10th. I just figured that one out. And it says, I'm cooperative, friendly, and patient. I communicate by selling and listening when writing, then writing. So interesting things, key strengths, my value to the company, career strengths, my feedback. So as I showed you before, you can submit feedback when you describe it and then hit submit to feedback your or to upload your feedback for each section of the communication here. And then once you've done this, this is where you have the opportunity to go into the team builder area and share the link to get feedback from other members of the team. So this is kind of great. You can create your group of who you want in the group and then email them the link. So here's your link to send out the test. So this is what you wanted to do next. Okay, I believe this is all in the system, and it shows that you can do that. And just so you know, May, I saw your question, and we will definitely talk tomorrow about that. And so anyway, okay, so here's what I did. I logged in. I got to review my soft skills report by clicking on my soft skills, and that brings up your report. So on you, when you log in, it's going to bring up your report. Then we go to the team builder. We click here. And as you can see, you can create a group name if you want to, and then select the group to test. And then what you'll do is you'll click here to email the link, but here's the link that you're going to want to email out to the people that you want to take the test. What that does is when they take the test, it loads them down here so you can see their results. And so you'll click here, you'll see a coaching pack. What is the best way to coach these members? So here's the coaching report. Here's the behavior style, job emphasis. Oh, look at that, motivating people. Descriptors, personal motivation, general comments, and these are the things that you're going to use on the modern resume. So here's key strengths, and the ways that you can help improve your client will be here. So really great information. You can select the individuals on the list. So let's go back to Team Builder here. You'll be able to select the individuals on the list to create a team map instantly too. It provides a one-page summary of the team as a whole, which will be very interesting for using with your team. So if you are a project manager, Michelle, if you're a project manager, can you see how valuable this would be? I think it's a very valuable tool when you're building a team, because it will provide that one-page summary of the team as a whole. Okay, so is everybody able to finish? Because I didn't get a yes from everybody. I just got a couple of people said that they finished okay. It was actually Frank or James, I'm not sure which one, and Ellen is done, and Stephen is done, James, Abram is done. Okay, Michelle's finishing now. Jilly's finishing now. Evelyn finished but cannot see the results. Already did. Okay, can't get logged in to see the results. Okay, so let's talk about that. A lot of people can't get logged in to see the results. Joy, you're not the only one. This happens to quite a few people. Evelyn says she received the password but don't know the username. Okay, so for those of you that hit log out like I'm doing right now, I just hit log out, and so now it's asked me to log in so I can get back into my thing. You want to do the login and click lost your password, because this makes it really easy. Just click lost your password and you'll get an email with your username and password in it. So if you don't know your username or you don't know your password or you're having trouble logging in, go ahead and click lost your password. Oh wait, Evelyn's saying she doesn't know her username, so that would make it hard to get in there. I would try your email address, Evelyn, if you don't remember your username. But I think you should have an email. You should have an email from when you first logged in that would have your username in it. But let's see. If you hit lost your password, that it goes up. I'm going to do it. Lost your password, then it goes up and asks you if you want to reset your password. Enter your email address or your username here to reset your password. So it doesn't matter which one you use, email or username. So I would say just enter your email address since you don't remember the username, and go ahead and log in. So I'm going to go log back in. Christopher says, I like the idea that the software gives a team summary rather than manually collating. Absolutely. Oh, for sure. Okay. Let's see. The email address didn't work when you did lost. Okay. Received a password, didn't know the username, the email address. So Evelyn, you typed in changed my password or lost my password, used your email address, and the email address didn't work. What error message did you get? Let's figure it out. Joy, are you able to log in yet? Julius is asking, do we have to do the feedback? Well, it's part of your report, and you'll want your clients to do the feedback. If you typed in 100% and copied that, you could put 100% all the way down the report if that's true for you. It's not hard to submit the feedback. It's like 4 or 5 clicks. So I would recommend that you do it. Okay. Joy is having the same issue as Evelyn. Okay, so you entered, so you went to the login screen and then you entered your email. So Evelyn's trying to reset right now. So Joy, do you know the email address that you used the first time, Joy? Okay, good. Evelyn got her username in the email when she put in her password. That's great. Or when you tried to reset the password, which is great. Nice. All right, so almost everybody is through it. I've got a lot of that said they're done already, so this is great. Okay, so Joy is there, but the username and password is wrong. So, okay. When Joy, okay, Michelle is done. Great. Okay. Okay, so what you want to do, Joy, is I'm going to log out. I'm going to show you on my screen. You want to click the login button, and down below it says register or lost your password. So you want to click lost your password, and then go in here and use the email address that you used, which is probably your company email, and then click reset password, and within moments you should get an email to that account that you used with your username and password in it, so you can log back in. This was something that we actually just fixed over the weekend. Last week somebody else had the same problem, and we were in a circle trying to get in, but the developer fixed it for us, so that's great. Okay, yay. All right, so I think everybody's done. You got your Chili's got his report, yay. All right. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Team Builder report where you would use this link to send it out to the people that you want to have in your team report. And that's how you'll be building your team report, is by using this link, because when you use this link and the people take their assessment, it will come up in your group down here. So awesome. All right, so over here you can see team modeling as a tab at the top there, and that's where you'll be able to generate your team report. So you'll be looking here under employees is where it gives you the link to send out to your clients or coworkers. And then you can do the team modeling on that tab to create your team report. Okay. All right. Let's see. So I'm not logged. I need to log in here. That's what happened here, I think. Okay, so let's go see it's funny. Okay. So team modeling, and here's of course this is me, right? With a couple different things here, but then I can generate my team report here. Well, first of all, I have to select the two. Hold on a second. Move the questions out of the way. And then let's just select these two right here. And then click Generate Team Report. I have to add them to the team. Never mind. Here we go. Add them to the team. Click Add to the team, and then I can generate the team report. So this is a tool. So once you learn your way around this tool, it's just a wealth of information, and you can do your own analysis on how it would help the two of you. So here you have a choice to make. I can make this person the leader, right? And then it changes the report. And again, depending on the role, it changes the report. So when I change the role here to generate the report, that's how that works. So I haven't ever looked under settings, so I'm just going to click here to see. Oh, add your own logos to the report. Interesting. Okay, so that's nice. If you were an independent consultant, you could add your logo to the reports and ship them out that way. I think that's really great. Just take a quick peek under the recruitment tab. So recruitment for test your job applicants. Okay, so that's again creating the group and creating a campaign, and then knowing who you'd want to recruit. Isn't this this is a great recruitment tool if you think about it, being able to find out who your people are before you even hire them. It's a great recruitment tool. Okay, so for me, the sun has now gone down, but I can still see my notes. It's okay. So now we've gone through the IE tool. I'm going to go back to our report here, and so now that you've completed the assessment in our system, it says going to the next step, understanding the results. So reviewing here, great companies who focused on who first, then focused on getting them into the right seat on the bus. Do you think this tool would be of value in that regard? Predictive modeling suggests that the excellent companies of the 21st century will focus on the speed of engagement. Do you think this would help speed up your engagement with individuals that take the assessment? Because why? You could then look at the report and say, wow, I see that you've got great skills in this area or that area. So To achieve this speed of engagement, we are challenged to inspire learning. And this is a great tool to learn about your client or your coworker and to learn more about yourself. Let's see. Chili says yes and yes. Yes and yes. It is a great tool, and it could be very advantageous to helping you to get to know people who you're working with, and also to screen people on who you want to put in the right seat, right? It gives you the who and the what. So as people are getting ready to retire, the baby boom generation getting ready to retire, and they're taking all their knowledge with them, right? It's important to be able to pass that information along, which is part of the thing that we've been doing since the Dark Ages, or since we first learned to write and keep people able to share our knowledge on the stones. First it was writing on stone, right? It was drawing art on the cave walls, and then we began to write, and then we've got the press, and now we've got the internet. We're sharing information like never before. The thing is that as the baby boomers get ready to retire, we need to figure out how to transfer their knowledge to the younger individuals, and their skills and their knowledge of the things that they've been doing for years. And the CDS is designed to bring to fore these opportunities to coach and mentor the next generation of workers. So as we walk through the process of inspiring others to engage in the workplace, we focus on asking questions, coaching, mentoring, and enabling each individual employee to be the best that they can be. So let's keep going here. There are 5 videos on the functions of the IE tools, so you can kind of go. These are real short, by the way, so it's not going to take you a whole lot of time, but you can see there's the talent discovery, the team modeling, so it talks about how to do the team modeling, talks about interviewing and using your strengths and weaknesses in your executive summary. For coaching, there's the coaching pack to know how to improve the effectiveness of the person that you're coaching. And then if you want to find candidates that if you have somebody that you're working with and you go, oh my gosh, this person is perfect for this, if we only had one more of them, well, now you'll be able to go and find out how you can find that person. So these are the tools to help you understand what it is that you learn from the thing. So what we want you to do is complete step 2 of the learning packet that we provided at the start of the course. Get comfortable with understanding the tools, the CDI, the IE, and the CDS system. Remember that you don't have to be a master, that you will master this information in time. And but by next week, it'd be great if you discover the power of engagement by engaging somebody in using this tool. Now you know how to share the tool, right? You log into the system, you go under that one area. Let's see, I can go back to it. So you're logged into the system, and you can come under first you click Team Builder, which is at the top of the screen, Team Builder. That'll take you to the Employee tab. You take this link here, you copy and paste it into an email, and you invite somebody to take the assessment and engage with them, and you will have a good time doing that. So by next week, discover the power of engaging people using this tool. Julius is asking, do we have access to this website after we've completed the course? And you're talking about the IE system. And absolutely, yes, you will have access up to 5 employees. Sorry, 5, not 4. I had mentioned 4 earlier. 5 employees are included with your course access. And using the system afterwards, somebody already asked that, and we are going to have the answer as to what it would take to be able to use the system after the 5 employees that are included with your course. And so I'll have that information for you next week. Michelle says, thank you so much. I finished and have my report. If you want to send me via email the next steps, That'd be great. So, okay, so Michelle, that's fine. The next steps are to, now that you've seen this report, you know how to access it. You know that at the top of the screen when you're in the IE system, when you're logged in, you can click on Team Builder. When you click on Team Builder, that will open up this employee window right here where it says step 1, 2, 3. So step 1, create a group. That will that's one way to do it. But you can, once you use this link here that is for you, it's specific to you, when you hand out that link, that's how it will end up in your report. So it's important that you don't give them the link that is in the membership site, which is here. Don't give them that link. Give them the link out of your area that has your code, so that when their report comes through, it'll come through to you. You'll know if they took the report or not. Got it. Okay, excellent. Okay, Julie, so Julie, so you were asking about the membership area. So you're asking, will this be open and available to you ongoing after you've completed the business development course? Yes. The career development system is going to be available to you ongoing. The IE tools and the CVI tools are available to you for up to 5 people at this time, and if you want to use the IE and the CVI for more people, I will have the answer for you next week as what it takes to do that. Okay, so as an added challenge, if you want to take an extra challenge, each day make a note of how you will approach workplace problems with the first response of, okay, let's turn this challenge into an opportunity. So, okay, how will we turn this challenge into an opportunity? And then, you know, challenges are good because it gives you an opportunity to shine as a problem solver. So next week we'll focus on the tools of design, how to leverage your passion or purpose and do so autonomously to inspire others, and master the simplicity of engagement. So the extra challenge is to take notes on how you approach your workplace problems, but definitely we would like you to share, now that you know how, you've been into the system, you've taken the assessment, you know what it's like, you know where the link is to send to your colleagues to take the assessment. And I would recommend that you share with them what you're doing. I'm in this course, I'm in a course and I'm using these tools. I'm learning how to use these tools. I think they're phenomenal. If you do me a favor and take the tool and then let me know what you think, and you know, I think it's really good. Okay, Evelyn's having difficulty with the CVI report. Thank you, Evelyn, for letting us know that, and that is a problem that I will work on before next week, because I certainly want to run through the CVI with you all as well, and I can address that issue. So let's see. Okay, so you know you took the CVI but you never got your report. Okay, that's what I need to make a note of, because I'll be talking to them as well. And so the assessments have been very well vetted, but the pages to access the assessment, that's where it seems to be sometimes. Oh, you were not able to take the assessment. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed it. But, oh, okay. Okay, I see. You weren't able to take it because it said you already took it, but you don't have the report from it, so you want to take it again. Got it. And Michelle's asking if I want to see the assessments. Possibly, yeah. I mean, if that's something that you want to share with me, that'd be great. Chili says, when we type in a name to create a group, how long should it take to accept the group name? You know what? That's a great question, because you can see that I have a group of people on my screen, which all happen to be me with different email addresses. But I never did a team group name, so I think you're going to just have to test around that and see if it works. And if you find a bug, know that this software isn't completely bug-free, so it's possible that you can find a bug, and if you do, I report it. You can report it by clicking on support, or if you let us know, we'll report it and get it fixed. Either way works. So yeah, so if you typed in a name here, You said create the group, and it says creating, and it doesn't come back. Oh, look, it created it over here. So there's my team group name. So it should take seconds, Julie. I think that answers your question. And CJ says it only took her a few seconds to create the group to test. So beautiful. Now you can see how it works. Okay. Okay, so Evelyn, I will get back to you on that. We don't believe that we saw a CVI assessment from you, that you might just need to log in with your email. We haven't gotten a notice. So we got 2 minutes to wrap up here. Just remind you that please share this tool this week. We want to see 5 assessments for each of you. So 5, you all know 5 people. I know you do. So I want you to pick 5 that you are interested in engaging, right? This is your opportunity to reach out to, hey, it could be somebody that you've never even talked to, that you just want to get to know, somebody that you've seen in the hallway and you just want to get to know who they are, or it could be a client of yours, but engage somebody. You know, this is a time for you to get out of your comfort zone, say, hey, I have this pretty cool assessment that I was wondering if you'd help me out. I'm taking a class. Check out this new tool. It's really cool. It kicks out a really great report, and then you're going to be engaging with people that you've never engaged with before, and it's going to be fun. You'll be amazed how open people will be when you share this tool with them, and how excited they will be to have connected with somebody. You know, we all need connection. We need people in our lives. You've got a golden opportunity and a great excuse to go out and meet some new people and get to know them and engage with them. You can say, hey, for this class I'm in, I'm required to ask 5 people to help taking an assessment. Will you do that for me so that my instructor doesn't fire me from class? That's a great way to do it. So engage, and have fun, and meet new people, and learn new things about them, and just really enjoy this tool, because this is, the way I look at this is fun. This is not work. This is fun. I get to go meet new people. I get to share new ideas. I get to know who they are. I get a great coaching report on them. So it's all good as far as I can see. So engage. We'll meet back next week, and we'll look through the CVI report, and then it's going to be time to jump into the CDS system in detail. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and look forward for our corporate team, we're going to be using the same link that we've been using all week. So I'm going to log out of this one and log into the one, and I believe everybody in the corporate team that's meeting up from 7 to 8 has the link already. So see you in a little bit, and to everybody else, thank you for joining us for the class. It was recorded, and I will pop that into the system. The code will be capital P, capital E, capital A, capital K, 2014 for you to get access to the recording. So thanks again, and we'll see you all soon.